Hello there, Gina Wieselman here of mysweetpaper.com. And first of all, thank you so much for being part of my team. Today I'm going to make just a short screencast video to give you a little more background about placing orders online now that you've become a demonstrator. So the first step, of course, is to go to stampinup.com. And once you get there, you'll want to log in using the demonstrator login button. So I will just click that. And looks like I was already logged in, so I didn't even have to enter my password. A really good place to see resources for lots of questions that you might have is in the Stampin University. And today, the one that we're going to focus on is order types. But I do really encourage you to explore and browse around whenever you have questions or just want to know more. So I'll click that order types. And there is a video here from Carrie Cudney, which is about 3 minutes long. It has some fantastic information, but the reason I'm making this screencast instead of just pointing you to the video is because the existing video doesn't actually show the screen and what it looks like. It's just talking and kind of narrating you through the process. And I want you to actually see what this looks like. So they do describe 3 different types of orders here: workshop orders, demonstrator orders, and customer orders. And we're going to start by talking about the demonstrator order. So these are the orders that you'll want to place when you want to order something for yourself. One important thing to know is that a demonstrator order is the only way to get access to things that are exclusive to demonstrators. So whenever there's a pre-order period with new catalogs, or if there's supply items that you want to order, or catalogs, things like that, it must be a demonstrator order. So to do that, I'm going to come up to ordering and select demonstrator order. And you fill in all of your information. It should have it saved in there, but just double check, make sure that it's still accurate. And then here we have the place where we can start entering our items. Now, this does require item numbers. So I have a stamp set right next to me, 150589. I press add. And there it came. So the photopolymer stamp set gathered together has now been added to my order. I would proceed, add as many items as I wanted, but you can also fill in supplies that you'd like as well. So for instance, maybe I want to order 1 pack of the holiday catalogs. I'll just scroll down, add those items to the order. Now at this point, I would finish completing my order. I can see all of the information about any host points and dollars that I'm earning, my instant income, so the part that I automatically get back, and so on. And then ultimately I would press continue and move forward to complete that order. Now I'm going to close out of there and come back and talk about workshop orders. So this description here says that these are the most common order type, and you want to use this order when you're placing orders for more than one customer. Now, it says here that workshop orders can only be shipped to one address, typically that of the host, and that's true. So if you were hosting an in-person party or something like that, you could use this option and enter each person's order individually, then ship those items to the host or to the demonstrator who distributes. However, something that is amazing that took me a little while to figure out is the ability to use a host code. So I want to show you what that looks like. And again, I'll go into ordering, but this time select a workshop order. And I'm just going to select myself because this is more often what I actually end up doing. And right here where it says get host code, I can generate a host code. Now, the beauty of the host code is that it allows you to place workshop orders in a way that each person's order ships directly to that person. So the host or you, the demonstrator, doesn't have to distribute all the orders. What this means though is that you need to share this host code with people when they're going to place orders. So if I come back to this tab and click shop, it looks like I already have something in a shopping bag here. So a person who was at a workshop, or if they weren't actually at the workshop but still wanted to place an order, or even if there is no workshop, but you just know that you might have a few people placing orders from you within any given time period, what they will do is come into their shopping bag, paste the host code that you provide them, and once it gets applied, they will be shopping with you. And so your name would show up there. So one of the great things about this is that the host code can stay open for 30 days. Another great thing is that if you have a customer place an order from you, you'll get an email notification. And if you notice then that they didn't remember to enter the host code, you can actually call demonstrator support at 1-800-STAMP-UP and add the host code to the people who have forgotten. I will say the code has to already be active. So if you don't have a host code open and you find out that someone places an order from you, you can't go and retroactively open a host code and apply it to that order. So for that reason, I pretty much always have an active host code going so that I know anybody who places an order that doesn't qualify for host rewards themselves can use my host code. Now, you might be wondering why go through this work of calling Stampin' Up sometimes or sharing this host code or, making sure that you always have one open. And the reason is host rewards. So I've just come back to the Stampin' Up website and clicked host. And there's information here, but here's the beautiful table that I always like to see. Free stuff. And as a demonstrator, you qualify for host rewards as well. But let's say you aren't going to place an order of $150. However, maybe you have 3 customers who place $50 orders. If they use the host code or you add the host code after the fact, and it adds up to $150, you can then redeem the 10% of free items in Stampin' Rewards. So this is a really great way to accumulate some host rewards, even if your customers or yourself are placing very small orders. I want to stress one last time that the host codes only stay open for 30 days. So at that point, you'll want to go in and complete the order online, adding whatever merchandise you want to purchase, as well as any free items or 50% off items, depending on the level of workshop sales that you reach. You just want to make sure to close it in time so that you don't potentially lose rewards or leave them unclaimed. And I believe the last thing that I want to show you, if I come back to where I'm logged in as a demonstrator, I want to show you how you would move forward with completing that workshop order using the host code. So I would come into ordering, but I don't want to start a new workshop order. I want to modify an existing order. So when I click there, you can see here I have that pretend workshop order with the host code. So what I would do once it's time for me to close that order is click on the order number, then come in. It looks like I didn't save myself as the host, so do that, continue. Pick the shipping method to the demonstrator or the host, progress through, and then you can begin selecting customers and placing orders. Now, let's see. I'll select my husband here. and press continue. So this is what it would look like if I was entering merchandise for someone that would be shipped to whatever host or demonstrator location is decided on. And you can absolutely do that. But if you want to come back in, you can edit the host's order as well. And this would just be the materials that you or the host want shipped to you. Really briefly, I want to touch on this third order type, the customer order. Honestly, I don't think I've ever actually used this option. The only time that I could see it happening is if it was one person placing one order and you knew that there was no chance of anybody else ordering anything from you. Of course, there's always a chance that someone could order from you, even if they just find you online through the Stampin' Up! Website. So rather than using a customer order, I would always prefer to use a workshop order instead. In addition, something that I've found to be really beneficial is rather than me placing orders for my customers, coaching them through the process of going online to stampinup.com, clicking shop, and then doing their own order. Most people have experience with online shopping, and the Stampin' Up! Website very much follows a typical online shopping experience. So some key things that you'd want to help them learn is navigating the different areas. The clearance rack is always a great place to find some extra little add-on items at a really wonderful price. So you might want to walk people through that, make sure that they know how to view an item, add it to their shopping bag, and then the buttons up here can be used to navigate to the shopping bag, of course, to the host code area where I've already entered this, and so on. Well, I think that's everything. I hope that was clear as possible, and at least somewhat helpful. But definitely feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. All right, thank you so much.